get the game right to the side sex. Leave the fire and the roof stars stuff. I'm on that grind like we're chasing the stars. From Millmore to Dew Valley, we've come so far. Talk about legends, yeah, we know the score. Ronnie and Bobby, we remember you more. From the highs of the Wembley fight to losing our trousers, still we ignite. Red and white with the pride, we're never gonna bow. Fighting like middlemen, hear the roar now. We're middlemen, we stand up tall. Through ups and downs, we give it all. From Millmore to Dew Valley.
Good evening and welcome to Terry's Talk. I'm your host, King Bush, and we're back with Miller's Monday. There's been no football this weekend, for Rotherham anyway. It was bad news with the Blackpool game. We'll discuss that a little bit, but we'll start with introducing our guests. We'll start with Bez. How you doing, Bez?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Looking forward to this one. Are you all right, Lee?
Yeah, good. I'm very well. And we've got Turbo Tom with us. How you doing, Tom?
How's it going, Lee? Dave, you okay?
Yeah, good, mate.
Blackpool, what a sad little life they are. I hate Blackpool. I hate the Blackpool Donkeys. I hate oranges. I hate tangerines. I hate Blackpool Tower. I hate Strictly Come Dancing when it's held in Blackpool. I just hate Blackpool. Absolute shit show of a place. Awful place.
Awful place.
Yeah.
We'll go through some comments. So we got Kaylee, Wilson, Hall, Spence, Gray, Hugo, Douglas, Powell, McWilliams, Benson. Back is James, injured, Dawson, Nombe, and Zach. So a lot of players there to discuss. I'm told that Powell will probably not play again this season. That's what I've heard. That could be a season ender for him. So I don't think Powell will be back. And I will get an update probably tomorrow regarding some of the other ones. I think Benson will be back. McWilliams potentially. Jordan Hugel is back in rehab, but he won't be available just yet for selection. So that's where I'm at with those players you named there. PFC for Live says, hey lads, hope you're well. Yeah, we're very well. Thank you for tuning in again. And yeah, we play you soon. So that's going to be very interesting. Onwards, hopefully we'll see a few players back for the next game up the Millers. Yeah, hopefully. Rotherham fans, what key players do you have out at the minute?
How long you got?
How long you got? Yeah, the majority of them. I don't think Gray will be back either. So yeah, difficult one to predict. The real Phil Smith. Evening, everyone. So we have a meeting with the club tomorrow. Announcement for you there. What will come of that meeting, I don't know. But obviously, I've been speaking to Kev regarding certain things and trying to help the club with pushing the charity game. So it is something that we'll be looking to try and potentially build some bridges with the club, see what they've got to say, see what we've got to say, and see how it goes, really. I can't promise anything. Got a meeting with Phil Smith tomorrow, so we'll keep you updated on if there is any developments regarding that. But fair play to Phil Smith. He has agreed to want to speak to us. What it's about, I don't know, but we will see. Like I said, we always tell you guys the truth on here, so that's what we're doing now. And like I said, watch this space. Russ, RUFC, evening boys, let's go. Forget the 2 games in hand, we're down. We've won 9 all season, and now with only 8 to play, we're expected to win around 6 games out of the last 8. Show promotion form. Not negativity, but realistic. I hope I'm left with egg on my face. So just with that, guys, I'll start with Bez. Obviously, the Blackpool game was a kick in the teeth, but we can't rely on others anyway. We are going to need something of a Neil Warnock miracle to survive now. Do you think it's capable of happening? Is what I'm going to ask you, Bez, basically.
Yeah, of course, it's definitely something that could happen. But unfortunately, I'm with Russ. I think it's a step too far. I think that the board, yes, they set a manager, and they should have done. It's a good job they've done that, and they've brought in a new manager quite quickly. But it should have gone a long time ago. And I think the delay in him being sacked is what's going to cost us this season. Now at the weekend, I mean, I know Blackpool obviously scored at last minute, didn't they? Which now the only team really who picked up full points. Other teams around us didn't win. A couple got a draw, but didn't win. And look, like you said, Lee, we can't rely on other teams doing us favours anyway. We just need to focus on ourselves and win our own games. I expected Blackpool to win that game, to be honest. So it's not changed for me in terms of what points we need and where we need them from, because I did expect Blackpool to win that game. It was just heart-wrenching, weren't it, that it came literally 91st minute. And I've looked at goal as well, and Kiefer should save it as well, which is frustrating, because he hits it the kid hits it to the goalkeeper's near post, and you should never let anything go in at your near post, to be fair. So that's disappointing as well. I mean, does it bring who got full feet? Does it bring them back into it? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, look, it didn't make a difference, that to me. I expected Blackpool to win. I still think we can do it. I don't think we will, unfortunately. But look, win these next two games. If we win our next two games, it'll only be a 3-4 point gap, I guarantee it. So just focus on them two games and we'll take it from there.
Tom, your thoughts on it?
Well, as I've stated before, Blackpool's an awful place. But what we do need, Good Friday, this is what needs to happen Good Friday, before I actually say that's us done. We need to win against Stevenage. And then we need the team directly above us, Exeter, to go to Donkeyland and beat Blackpool. Or at least do not let Blackpool win. If that makes sense. They play each other on Good Friday. I think if we win, and I think we will win, I'm confident. I know it sounds mad, but we also need... I know we shouldn't rely on other teams at the minute, but the way the things are now, we have to. We need Exeter to get a result of some sort against Blackpool. And then we need whatever happens on Easter Monday or Sunday or whatever, we need that to go in our favour. And then we need to go and turn over, sorry, PVFC Life, we need to go and turn over your mob afterwards. We win the next two. Exeter get a result against Blackpool of some sort, and then both of them potentially slip up Easter Monday. We're right back in it. I think we're right back in it if we win the next two games, personally. But, that's where I'm at with it.
Fair enough. Fair few comments coming in again. Just go through from them. Only 4 missing, 4 for the 4 Musketeers. Only Pete missing for the 4 Musketeers. PV says, certainly an interesting game versus Vale versus Rotherham. I think whoever loses is guaranteed to go down. Do you agree with that, guys?
I think Vale are guaranteed, but I will say to Vale, I think we're both pretty much odds on as things stand. But at least you lot, Port Vale, have had a cup run. Do you know what I mean? You're in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, bottom of League One. Congratulations, well done. Honestly, you've had a better season than us as things stand. Easily.
True. It's felt like a lifetime ago since we last played, lads. Yeah, Billy Ullman, totally agree with you. Kaylee Wilson is all back. I'm not sure. I will try and get an update tomorrow. The other one you mentioned, Dawson, I believe he's having an operation, So it looks like Dawson will be out as well. That's what I've been given. Is James injured? Dawson deserves a start. Well, I think Dawson is out, so I'm not sure. Danny,
Where's that one come from, Lee Dawson? So obviously, he's never been injured. Or what? Has he got injured in training or something?
I think he was due an operation on a shoulder, and I think because he lost his place in the team, he's decided he's obviously out of contract. He's wanting to obviously.
Who's our third keeper? Who is it?
Just a young lad, won't it?
It was from the academy.
Yeah.
Something like that. Fucking hell. Right, okay.
Danny says, give everything we've got the final games. Let's see where we come the end of the season. Hoping so for Clark's sake more than the players. Yeah, he's hoping that Clark succeeds. Yeah, we've just got to back him now. We've got to back him. And we've got to hope that we can produce some form. And we're more than capable of doing it. It's a poor league. And I think we're more than capable of doing that. Let's go back for Stevenage, up the Millers. I don't think Jordan Hugo will be back. He is in rehab, but I don't think he will be back to play, but he could be. But from what I've been told, he's actually in rehab at the minute, so I don't think he'll be match fit, but we'll see. Billy Harmon, funny enough, because Stevenage are up there, I still think they're shite, and we can beat them. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I don't think Stevenage are a great team, and I think they can be beaten, and especially at home, if the fans get behind the team and everything conspires, we can easily win that game. Stevenage have lost some silly games as well this season, like all the teams have. Everybody's beatable in this league. Everybody. Russ says, Stevenage isn't the game. We're playing a team who are no mugs yet. Yeah, let's be positive, but at the same time, don't underestimate Friday's opponents. Yeah,
agreed.
I wouldn't underestimate them.
It is a must-win game there. Whether or not Stevenage is 6th in league, 10th in league, whatever, it is a must-win game because we have to win our own games for starters. Let's face it, no disrespect to Stevenage, I would have thought squad-wise they're probably one at poorest out of that top 6. So it is a must-win game for me.
Yeah. I mean, Stevenage are currently sat 7th, played 38 on 60 points. They've got a massive shout of getting into that playoffs, but we're scrapping. Hopefully, if this was Hampshire in charge now, and I hate to go back into the past, I know that we'd be beat on Friday. However, I think we've got a puncher's chance on Friday. I really do, and win one. Same old football cliches. Breeds confidence. Let's go Port Vale. Smash them. And then we're right back in it, lads. 2 wins, we're back in it. 2 wins, we're back in it. I know it's easy me saying that, but listen, let's say in a week's time, it won't be a week, it'll be in 8 days' time, where we're doing a post-match for the Port Vale game, I'm sure, we could be right back in it or we could be fucking gone. So it's, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. How many players do you think will be back on Friday, lads? Will Hall be back? Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure at the minute about Hall. I will try and find out tomorrow for you, see if we can get some information. Win 6 and we stay up. Yeah, I agree. I think if we do win 6, we definitely stay up. I think if we win 4 and draw a couple, we'll stay up as well, personally. I don't think we need to win all 6, but I think we need to go the rest of the season unbeaten. I think we can only potentially, if we lost 1 and won the rest and drew 1, then potentially. Did Smurfis enjoy the cream eggs while we sleepwalk into League 2? Yeah, he probably did. To be honest with you, like I said, we have got a meeting with the club tomorrow. So
you should text some eggs with you, Lee, if you're going in person.
It's on WhatsApp call.
Right.
So
Is it just you and Phil then?
Yeah. Kev's gave Phil my number, so obviously he's going to call me at 3:00 tomorrow. We'll discuss, hopefully not cream eggs.
Yeah, don't discuss cream eggs.
How long will Dawson be out? What about James and Nombe? I think Nombe is okay. I'm not sure about James. Dawson will probably be out now for the season. Big Dog says no link to get in. Yeah, there's no link tonight because it's not a live. It's only the after-match live reactions where we give a link to fans to come and join us. Next 2 games are massive. Stevenage and no mugs. I think we can get 6 points from the next 2 games, and that's Kevin Williamson. So, yeah, very positive from Kevin, and I agree with him. I do agree with him. I think we can get 6 points in the next 2 games. We've got to really do it as well. So, but how long will Dawson be out? Probably for the season if he's had an operation.
But Kaylee really likes injury news, doesn't she? She really loves it. Thrives off it.
Said it November. Hampshire didn't get bums on seats. Boring. Yeah, totally agree with you. His football were boring, and obviously the results were even worse. So yeah. Real Phil Smith says it's not a calling show tonight. That's why there's no links, Adam. What would be interesting if the board and Phil Smith invited Busher, Tom, Pete, and Let's Be a meeting, 4 great voices to tell him some home truths. Yeah. It's a difficult one.
We might get jumped though.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know the way it's going to go. All I can say is obviously we have got the meeting, and hopefully we can repair some bridges with the club. But at the end of the day, the club needs to be more transparent with fans, in my view. And I'm not a big fan of Rob Staten, but I believe he's also been banned from the club as well. He's put out some statement today about not getting great information for the clubs, and that Tony Stewart didn't do an interview with him. He hadn't done an interview for near on 3 years, Tony Stewart. So, I mean, as long as there's a club representative there, a Paul Douglas or Phil Smith, I think that's fair. I mean, he is 80 years old and he has had health issues, so maybe he's not in a fit state to do interviews at the minute. But the club has not given Radio Sheffield an interview. Like we've not had anything. So it's a bit rich of Rob Staten to be crying when he banned me as well from Radio Sheffield. So the guy's a bit of a hypocrite. Sheffield Wednesday
goes around comes around, eh, Lee?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? He's a Sheffield Wednesday fan, is old Rob Staten. And he's going on about people not talking to the media, not doing this, not doing that. But if he doesn't like your opinion, he just blocks you and refuses to have you on his show. So it's the same, isn't it? The club have done the same. They don't like his opinion. They've blocked him and said they won't do an interview with him again. So that's his own, that you can't moan about that when you do that yourself. Like for me, I would never ban Rob Staten, or I just have dialogue with them. Like, I don't agree with things the club have done. I don't agree with certain things, and I've called them out. Some of the stuff we've done, is it over the top? Potentially. But we're new to this game. We're new to like, I haven't come from a YouTube background or anything like that. We're just genuine fans that have been very frustrated in a season that has been an absolute disgrace. Yeah. And we speak from the heart. Sometimes as it got personal and stuff like that, potentially. And like I said, I'm a honest enough guy that'll say if I've upset anybody, and an AI video has upset you or something like that, I will remove it because I'm not here to upset people. That's not generally what I'm about to do. All I try to do is provide content for Rotherham United fans. That's it. I don't have any other agenda other than trying to provide a voice for fans that I feel have been let down and ignored. We've been ignored for a long time. So yes, it's a difficult one. At least Phil Smith have reached out to have a chat with you. I'm pleased about that, as at the minute feels like you can't have an opinion if it doesn't fit. We have been right about most things. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say with you, Tom Swift. I totally agree. Like sometimes you might not agree with what I said or what I do, but end of the day, it's my opinion, and these guys on here have their opinions, and we try to just be honest with our opinions. So, and sometimes if the club is doing stuff we don't agree with, we try and rectify that by discussing it on a podcast, because that's what a podcast is. It's not all, we'll never be bought by the club. We won't be told what to say or what to do. But if we have overstepped the mark and they can provide something that they've said this has overstepped the mark, I will have it. If it's still online, I'll remove it. If it's something that is over the top, but like I said, we always try to be as fair as possible. And to be fair, on this podcast, Bez, Tom, myself, we have all been advocating for everybody to get behind the football club for these next 8 games. I don't think we've said anything negative at all since the new manager's been appointed.
Well, I went on Radio Sheffield and had a debate with Staten saying, get behind the club. It's a new manager. It's not his fault. Get behind the club. But he was still hung up on other things. So, yeah, 100%. We don't do this for a laugh, right? Well, we do. We do it for a laugh because, you know, we enjoy each other's banter and all that sort of stuff. Do you think Bez goes home and away most weeks hoping that we lose and it's crap? You think Tiny goes home and away constantly hoping that we lose so we can moan about something? You think Bushy, you know, has this channel which costs money, I might add, just for us to moan about Rotherham? No, we're not. That is not the point, right? We're on here because we love our football club. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have my football club. I'm already dreading the summer where there's no games. Yeah, we've got the World Cup, you know, but, you know, that'll end in disaster as per. But, I mean, listen, we're all for the club. And, yes, some people can't take the banter. A lot of people I see on Facebook pages, X, you name it, absolutely slaughtering us, particularly, right, about we're poison, blah, blah, blah. Do you know what? You are now in the minority, you people, right? More people watch this than anything else. And I'm sure Lee will reiterate that to you. We've seen the figures. We know what's going on, right? So pipe down, either support us or do one, right? Go on, Lee.
The thing with social media and the thing with YouTube is you don't have to tune in. If you dislike somebody's opinion, you don't have to tune in. But what I want to speak to both of you, I'll start with Bez again because he's to my right. When you heard Phil Smith, his comment on sitting on your podcast at home and not backing the team, and that we provide this service for Rotherham United fans and the club have actually blocked us, how does that make you feel to say you've travelled the length and breadth of the country, especially you, Bez, go home and away? You know, there's not a much you've given up. You've said to me privately, you've given up relationships, you've given up jobs, all for Rotherham United. And for the club to put 2 fingers up at you about a podcast that you're on, how did that make you feel? Because I know you was all angry. I remember it vivid. We was getting messages from left, right, and centre saying Phil Smith's called you out, this, that, and the other. I just want to let the viewers know how it made the real fans feel, really.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was pretty disgusting to be fair. I mean, the first thing I thought was it was definitely aimed at this podcast, and you know, he's clearly got a chip on his shoulder because he's mentioned without directly mentioning the podcast, he's mentioned that podcast 2 or 3 times over the 2 interviews he's done with the other Rotherham podcast, and yeah, it's really poor, and it just, you know. In terms of what he said, I'm not too, I'm not actually that bothered about what he said, really. You don't know who I am. And I'll be honestly, I felt it was very more aimed at yourself anyway. I think what worries me is that he clearly, he says he's a Rotherham fan and that he reads the club and that he went to support him as a child and he worked at Millmore and in the Tivoli. And this is what worries me because I don't think he does. He seems to get things wrong and he seems to say the wrong things all the time. And I have to say, I'm more worried about the direction the club are going genuinely. Now, we've spent all year, moaning about the manager, moaning about the board and the chairman and etc. And this Phil Smith guy's come on and to me, it's just got worse. It's not got better, it's got worse. And, I do worry where the club's going. Now, yeah, the sort of manager, brilliant. They brought in a new manager really quickly, which gave us a slight hope of possibly staying up. But when they do go down, because I think they are going down. We have to be realistic here. It does look like they are going to go down, and I worry what's going to happen in League Two because when we were in League Two last time under Stewart, to be fair to Stewart, he actually did put a lot of money into it. Yeah, they bought Adam Lafondre for 150 grand for argument's sake. They had Nicky Law at the time, who was a really good purchase. He turned down going to Bradford to come to Rotherham. So we actually had a good budget, and that's why we were near top pretty much every single year. Obviously, the points deductions and the points deductions that we had kind of affected that. But if you ignore that, we were top all the time. And I'm worried that next season we don't put the investment in, and we become a bit like a Bradford City. You were in League Two for 10 years. And that's what concerns me. And, this Phil Smith, I just don't think he's bringing anything to the table at the minute. I get he's not getting paid, so it's almost like a no-lose situation. But I just worry that he doesn't get the fans, he doesn't get the club, he doesn't know what the fans want, and that's my biggest concern, to be honest. And that comment that he made about our podcast justifies that, in my opinion.
Tom, what were your thoughts when the news came out that obviously what was said was basically sitting at home on your podcast?
Well, first and foremost, right, I'm disappointed with the other Rotherham podcast because obviously it was edited. It wasn't a live show, and they allowed that section of the show to be played, which I was quite upset about, actually. I'm not going to lie. I mean, listen, right? Phil, I know you're watching, Phil. Phil, I live in Scotland, mate. I live in Scotland. And you know what? All the money in the world that you've got, pal, right? I'll guarantee you, right, that you've never listened to a Rotherham game 300 metres underwater in the Atlantic Ocean on a submarine where Johnson Clark Harris scores, what minute was the winner against Leeds United? So all the money in the world, Phil, you've never. That's my dedication. I stayed up in my off watch to listen on the radio to Rotherham winning. Also, as I said, I'm not happy, and I feel more for the likes of Bez and Tiny and other people who live around the world, because we say that the people in Australia or wherever they are, did we not have one from Thailand the other week?
Yeah.
Are they not supporting the club? You can't go on like that, Mr. Smith. You can't say things like that. I live in Scotland. I live 3 hours away. I can't go home and away. I'd love to go home and away, but my family's here. This is where I live, right? And trust me, if I was down there, I would be home and away. If my wife left me, I'd be back home and away, right? So I'm not happy with that, but I'm also not happy with the other podcast leaving that bit in to effectively insult very much dedicated fans. So I'm not happy about that. That's
Well,
what
Lee, let's face it, Lee. We all think that the comment was probably more aimed at yourself. So what about you? Like, what were your thoughts, and what did you feel when he said it?
So again, when I obviously I got loads of fans had sent me a video clip of it and said, "This is definitely targeted at you." They didn't even say the podcast; they said me personally. And I find it utterly disgusting because I had a season ticket at Millmore, I had a season ticket at Don Valley, I had a season ticket at New York, but then obviously I sort of moved out of the area. I work away a lot on business, so I don't get to as many games as I'd like to. But last season I was away, Leyton Orient on a Tuesday night, Blackpool on a Tuesday night. I'd gone to all these games. I even saw club members who I spoke to at the game at Bristol, I think it was, last season as well. So I still attend games, and I attended a game at Blackpool, and I was treated with utter disrespect when I got there. And Tom can verify this. They wouldn't sell me a ticket. First of all, she's not on the data, which I know I am. Like, I buy tickets, I purchase, and again, the reason I purchased iPlayer, I could easily get a dodgy stick. I could easily watch it on another dodgy stream. I don't. I pay for iPlayer because the money goes to the football club. That's my way of still paying into the football club, despite me not attending games. So, and I pay for every single game, that Rotherham are playing. So to say that I'm sat at home on my podcast is utter nonsense. I've been all over. I do go to games. And when I did go to a game, it cost me £35, which cost me more than I watched Manchester United at Sunderland. And I was treated with, I had to get Tom to get me the ticket and give him the money because they wouldn't sell me a ticket. And like I said, I followed the club to Don Valley. It was this horrendous place to watch football. I still went there. So the answer to the question, long short of it, Bez, is I was deeply upset. And my dad was deeply upset as well because he still goes to games, still goes all over watching them. And we've got family members that after that comment said they don't want to go to the games anymore because of what he said about me on that channel. But again, I'll always support Rotherham United. No matter what he says, it's not going to affect me. But I was upset because I think, end of the day, I love this football club. And for him to say that, I think was a total disrespect. And not have any dialogue with us. So, yeah, I get it. If you're offended by something we've done, you feel we've overstepped the mark, your own social media policy says that we would get a warning or the contact, nothing. They just blocked us, and then bad-mouthed us on there. So if you're unhappy with the fact that we've been giving team news before anybody else and other various informations, that's fine. But if you'd have told us, we could have had a dialogue with it. And if it's something that's really offended you or you feel that the club doesn't like it, we would have removed it. We're not twats. We're not here to damage Rotherham United's reputation. We're just here as fans trying to give a voice. And we're being picked on, really, by the football club. What the hell was that? Grand speech.
Adam's ringing me. It's the Godfather theme tune.
Oh, he keeps ringing me as well. I think he wants to come on the live, but we don't put the code out for it tonight, you see. So, so the long and short of it, I was disappointed with it. But at the end of the day, we give banter out. He's going to fire shots at us. We fire shots at him. We've all got big boy pants, and we just get on with it. That was it with me. Obviously, with the stuff with Kev, it kind of disappointed me because obviously Kev wants to promote his charity game. and he feels like that they can't come on our channel because obviously maybe backlash from Phil, and Kev knows, he's seen the numbers. There's a big difference in our viewing numbers and their viewing numbers. You know what I mean? We are by far the most watched channel. So it is beneficial for the club to let the players come. And bearing in mind, and not a lot of people know this, but I actually got players to play in the charity game. They were my contacts that I got to play in the charity game, yeah? So for them then to say, oh, well, I don't think we can have them come on and promote the charity game and this, that, and the other, I think it's a bit harsh. But I understand why potentially they may not want to do it. But like I said, we'll have the chat with the club. We're open to dialogue. We're open to feedback about what it is they're actually upset about. And hopefully we can move forward, and hopefully we can promote the charity game for them and have some ex-players on and stuff like that. But at the same token, we are a free speech platform. We won't change our format of the honest talk that honest fans say. But the personal stuff, yeah, potentially we might have to look in the mirror and say, maybe that was too far. But I'm not sure on what it is that at the minute, because we've never had a warning for anything. We've never sort of had anything like that. So I can't really comment on what it is they're so angry about. But I guess we'll find out at this meeting. I'll run through some comments because we've been chatting quite a while. Big Jim would be interested if the board and Phil Smith. Oh, we have done that one. At least Phil Smith has reached out for a chat. I'm pleased about that. At the minute, it feels like we can't have an opinion. Read that one as well, so I'm getting sort of all over the place. Rob Staten is a Rotherham owl. Enough said. Yeah, big old Rob. Bushy, your meeting with Phil Smith is big news. It's first time the club have let the drawbridge down and invited fans in, and that's from JB3744. Yeah, it is, and like I said, I can't fault Phil Smith for that. At least he's open to having a chat. How that chat goes, I don't know, but it is a start. Can we have an Anna in the net? Hopefully not, Kaylee. I won't fancy that one. There is also room for both podcasts and different ways supporting the club. Yeah, JB, totally agree. So the other podcast did message me because obviously then I responded with we responded with an AI video, and I don't think they was upset with it, but they messaged me and said, "Oh, I thought that the beef with us was over." I said, "Well, I've never really had beef with you. I've just put a humorous video out, but I was disappointed with you guys laughing at his comment and the fact that it wasn't live. You could have taken it out, and also
Exactly.
Also, Mick also did say I couldn't have put it better myself if you actually listened to it back. So they didn't only laugh; they said I couldn't put it better myself. So I thought that was a little bit of underhand, but yeah, like I say, I've got nothing against them. In fairness, the guy on there has been fine when I've chatted to him. I haven't got no sort of qualms towards him or anything like that. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to get involved in the back and forths with that anyway. It doesn't make any difference until the Stewart family sells the club, and that's for Neil Britton. What do you guys think of that? Do you think anything will change while the Stewart family have got ownership of the club? I'll start with you this time, Tom.
My answer to Neil is let's worry about that come the 2nd of May. Let's worry about that, not this season. Let's worry about it the 2nd of May, because there's nothing we can do now to save this season with any sort of board changes or anything like that. Yes, Neil, I completely agree with what you're saying, mate. But for the next 8 games, we need to put that put that on a shelf and revisit it afterwards. That's where I am with that one.
Super. Bez?
Yeah, I actually disagree with Neil. I think you can have a bad board and a bad chairman and still be successful. I mean, if you look at Wednesday and look at Chansiri, for a 2 or 3 year period, they were on verge of promotions at Premier League. If they'd just won that game against Hull, if they'd just beaten Huddersfield on penalties, I think they'd have gone and won that playoff final there, and they'd have been in Premier League, and all this money issues would have gone because they got money from Premier League. So yeah, I actually think you can be successful without having to have like the best board and best chairman. I still think the squad of the players are good enough to get promoted from this league. I really do believe that, even though Rotherham are going down, I really believe that. And the current board are the ones who've helped in getting these players in. Dan Gore, very good player. Harry Gray, very good player. I know they're on loan, but they've still been on loan. If you can get these players on loan, or these sort of players on loan again next season, then I think we'll have a good squad and we'll be near top. It's just they've just got the manager situation wrong. It's as simple as that. They've tried to be patient, and people like Rob Staten have not helped that, because he has come out and said you can't keep sacking managers, and the club have kind of listened to that, and that's where they've kind of faltered. If they'd have sat down, Shaw, a month or two before, I think we wouldn't be having this conversation about the board, because I think we'd have been safe. Wouldn't have gone down. We'd have still agreed that it was a bad season because we'd have mid-table, but we won't be worried about going down. And I think the board won't come into question. I really do. So yeah, I actually don't think it does make that much difference personally. No.
Fair enough. Kelly Forbob says, watch a bit of cricket, Tom. Top sport.
Yeah, I mean, I like me cricket. I'm a test match enthusiast, but that's about it, really.
Gary Billy says, best podcast I've ever listened to. You and the lads are very fair, and the reason some people don't like it is because the truth hurts. Keep going, lads. Thank you, Gary. That's really nice of you to say so.
Very good comment, that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Best ever podcast he's listened to. Wow.
Lee, what are you going to have a chat about with Smith? Hopefully not Easter eggs.
What I tell you what, Lee, what are you expecting? I mean, look, I know it's hard to guess, but what are you expecting him to talk to you about? Seriously, or do you not really know?
No, obviously, I'm just gonna. I sort of got an agenda. I want to put our story across, where we're at, and just see why there seems to be this disconnect with the fans. Like I said, my aim is not to divide the fans, is to bring the fans together. We want a united Rotherham. We want to, for the last 8 games, get behind the team, support the team. But at the same token, you can't be where you are in the league and not be criticised. You just can't. You can't do and say things on interviews that are just not right. I mean, I listened to Paul Douglas, Phil Smith, and Douglas were going on about when a football regulator comes in and this, that, and the other, and it'll be much better for clubs like Rotherham, where they can focus on the academies. When have we ever focused on our academy?
Never.
And nobody challenged it. As soon as he said those words, I would have jumped all over that, and then we went on to say we've built a history of selling players and making we haven't. We've let more talent go for nothing because we can't negotiate contracts than any club I can ever remember. You look at the players like Ogbene that left for nothing. Do you know what I mean? Victor Johansson, yeah, we got a deal for him, but he's a £10 million goalkeeper. We ended up with about £1 million. It's embarrassing. If you're looking at a team that buys players and sells them on for a good profit, you need to be looking at a Peterborough. the chairman at Peterborough that buys players like he bought Britt Sombalonga, players like that, and they make an absolute fortune from them. We do not do that. We've never done that, and we've always let the players go for less than the market value. Always. I think probably Semi Ajayi was probably the only player I can remember that we actually, I think, got value for money for on our sale. The rest, I think, we should have got way more. And some of them, we lost them for nothing. Look at Rathbone. What he's doing. That's a Premiership player.
I hope we've got a sell-on clause for him. I hope we've got a sell-on.
Paul Douglas comes out and says that, and I see people sat there just nodding along, I think it blows my mind. I think, like, honestly, this guy, and then obviously Phil Smith went into a long thing of how Paul Douglas has been at the club for years. He's done an admirable job. He's overseen 2-point deductions when he was under Ken Booth. He shouldn't have survived that. Do you know what I mean? So there's got to be honesty, and there's got to be honesty said to people where things are just not right, and that's where I'm at with it. Lads, Phil has more money than Richard Stewart.
I don't think no one knows that it's fair.
No, it's a disgrace. They're moaning about you on a podcast when you're blocked and banned from buying a ticket. Your podcast given so many fans a voice, confidence and purpose, and you've given something much bigger than the club by providing this platform. Thank you. Ian Besley, I more than anyone know how much of life Bez has a large group of friends and mine I've devoted to the club over the years, and the management needs to listen to them. Yeah, totally agree, Ian, with you. Totally agree. Also, the other podcasts have done to try and get some more views because they are so threatened by you. Yeah, I don't care about that. It's just that is what it is. Michael Hopkins, too right. I agree with you. Thank you, Michael. Feels like you're being used for views, though, to promote the charity game. You've not been promoted by Kev. He's been on podcasts slating you, but now you're wanted for this bit. It's a bit sneaky. Okay. We've already got Garner in the net. Yeah, we have. To be fair, we've got 2. Love my time at Rotherham Town. Not the best Wickers left. Okay.
So about Hugo, isn't he? He's saying he's Hugo. Yeah.
Yeah. Jordan Hugo's not liking Witter.
Don't he live in Wickersey? I think Hugo lives in Wickersey, doesn't he? Does he not live in Wickersey, Hugo? I thought he did.
No, he doesn't even live in Rotherham.
Does he?
No. Bez should have done a do-get and turned up to his podcast in his PJs.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've not watched the podcast with these two because I can't stand listening to him. Is that right? He's turned up in his pajamas, has he, Douglas? Is that right?
Yeah.
He looked like pajamas. He looked like
right. Okay. Yeah.
Vokes and Wiles were decent revenue when they sold them, I believe. Yeah, but
I knew Volks was.
Yeah, Volks was. I don't think Wiles was.
Wiles was. The one for me, you know, what people don't talk about was Danny Ward. Danny Ward actually is one of our best ever strikers. That's a fact because he scored about 12 to 15 goals a season in the Championship, right? And we got 1.4 million for him. You know, he should have been gone for 3 million, really.
Yeah, but
we got that Alan Lee all them years ago.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Didn't Huddersfield have a clause in that, Bez? They must have had a clause in that, didn't they?
It don't make a difference because
I know.
1.4 was the final figure. So if we got 50% of that, you know, it's still only 700 and whatever grand. We should have got 3 million for Danny Ward. It's simple as
where did Wardy go back? Where did Wardy go after he left us? I can't remember.
Cardiff.
We went Cardiff.
We sell a lot to Cardiff. We sell a lot to Cardiff. Like Alan Lee's one, Danny Ward, Bill Volks, Ravel,
Sam says, love to find out how Matt Amshaw kept his job after losing 9 games in a row. Now that was the reason. Yeah, I'd like to know as well. Sean says, Bez, I agree with you. If we got rid of Amshaw earlier, we would have been okay. Yeah, totally agree. Big Dog Bushy, there's no way you're telling me that the club was down under.
Monkey and said, I don't know what it means.
Adam, what have you been up to tonight?
You've been.
We don't know what you're on about, Adam. You have to explain, mate.
Yeah, me and Raf just got Modern Road, pal.
Yeah, honestly, Ugle and Rafferty live together. That's what he's saying.
All right, okay.
Morgan Road in Wickersley. So I wonder then if maybe their house is wherever they're from, but they've got a rented house or something in Wickersley, maybe.
Yeah, I think Danny Ward is a free agent. We're worth a shout for the last 8 games, says Tom Swift.
Interesting.
Would you take that?
I wouldn't personally. We've already got like an older player up front who struggles to, stay on the pitch for 90 minutes in Duncan Watmore. So I won't sign another one. But it does bring me on to what you were saying, Lee, on Thursday. I don't think we'll sign a player now. What do you think now?
I don't think we possibly will now, due to. I thought we would have done it sooner had we looked to do that. But yeah, I don't think we will now. No.
Yeah.
Yourself?
Okay. No, I don't. I agree with you. I don't think we will now. Shame, really, because he could have done with just that one experienced centre half, and that's it. Really, it's all he needed. And just a contract end of the season as well. It didn't need to be a full-time contract, did it? Just a 3-month contract would have been fine. It's also too late, I think, now, isn't it? Like in the deadline over, is it tomorrow, maybe? I don't know.
I thought you could sign free agents at any time.
No, it ends in March, because think about it. Can you imagine, like, Rotherham getting playoffs, right? And let's say Lincoln don't, and Rotherham sign all their players on loan just because Lincoln's rivals are in playoffs.
No, I'm not talking about loan. I'm talking about free agents. They've not got clubs.
All right, okay.
You should be able to sign for anybody at any time if you're not attached.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can. Do you think you can, Tom?
No, there's definitely a cut-off. There is a cut-off, and I believe it is before April. Because that you just said before, Bears, imagine if you get to the playoffs, you could then have a look at the free agent market.
Of course you are, yeah.
Bolster your squad with free agents who have been waiting around, who in no time would play for you in the league, but they might come and play for you in the playoffs, as it were. So,
yeah, I think to Rotherham. Did you two know the story of the first ever League Cup final or not?
Well, against Villa.
Yeah, so Rotherham obviously won the first leg 2-0. Yeah, right. Everyone knows that. Aston Villa then refused to play the second leg until the start of the following season, and in that 2-month gap or 3-month gap, they brought in 11 players and won 3-0.
Corruption.
Seriously, that's happened. Yeah,
that was the first ever. It was the Milk Cup, wasn't it, or whatever it was? So
yeah, League Cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
So free agents are not tied to the transfer deadline. You can sign a free agent at any time during the season as long as they were released before the window shut. The important thing is, though, there is a squad registration deadline.
There you go,
and that is early February.
No, basically what you're saying there, Lee, is that we would have had to, our registered squad would have had to leave a place involved for us to sign somebody on a free now. And have we? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Big Dog says no point. No point in what, Big Dog? Phil Smith will offer Lee a job, and KB Terry Talk will be the official podcast of this club.
Right, deal. We hold all the cards, Phil. We got all the cards. I
have to say, Lee, I'm almost thinking, right, and I don't know what you can do. And in fact, I'm going to talk to you offline about this. So I have got an idea for you tomorrow, but we'll talk about it offline.
Yeah, we'll talk about offline. So, yeah, I don't know what Big Dog's no point is. Big Dog, what's no point?
He's on about. So he put that message about Sedgy and Monkey, and we said, explain what you mean, and he's put no point. Yeah. That's all it is.
Oh, right, okay.
It's got a face on it, sounds of it.
Okay. So looking ahead, obviously we'll be back on Thursday for the breakdown of the Stevenage game and more team news. So hopefully I will try and get you more team news for that on Bez's show. I just want to start by saying, everybody try and get behind the team. I think we have got some very winnable games coming up. And I think Bez said it best, where I don't know whether it was Bez or Tom said it actually. One of you said it tonight. I don't remember which one it was. But it was the fact that don't think about the other games. Just concentrate on winning this game and winning the next game and just keep going like that, because winning breeds winning. So just focus on what Rotherham United can do. Because realistically, if we win 8 games out of 8, we stay up. That's a fact. It doesn't matter how far we are behind. Now, if we win 8 out of 8, we'll stay up. If we win 6, we stay up. So don't worry about it. Just concentrate on what's at hand and take it each game at a time. There are 8 cup finals that we have got to win. And imagine if we win 8 games in a row, that would be Neil Warnock-esque, and that would leave Clark to be the manager, and he deserved to be the manager as well, might I add. And then let the inquest of this season come at the end of the season. Just like I said, we just need to try and remain united. I know the fan base is divided, but at the end of the day, no matter your opinion, you've got different opinions. We all love this football club, yeah? You can't deny it, yeah? You might not like that I support Rotherham. You might not like Bez, who supports Rotherham. Bez has got a few haters that follow him around the internet as well. It's not just me. Obviously, I've got most, but it is what it is. But we also
need to take a leaf out of Tom's book, don't we? Be nice to everyone, don't we, Tom?
I reckon Tom's the most controversial. I just think away with it because I don't know. They just think he's Scottish or something. They don't want to be classed as racist, so they leave Tom alone.
Well, maybe that's the case. I mean, I've had no hate. Put it that way. So
no, Bez has got this guy. Bez has got this guy that follows him, and everything. It shocked me that much because usually the abuse is aimed at me, and I'm like responding to him. It's like, I'm not even on about you. I'm on about Bez. I was like, carry on.
I've said things on here which are incredibly controversial, but I get nothing but love.
Yeah.
Hello, Cardiff fans. You okay?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Paul says, hope it's a good turnout. Turnout. Ground full. Yeah, I agree with you. I think we've just got to try and back them. Because if we lose, I think just with the confidence, it'll just kill us. We've had this break now. We've got to go into that game. And I'm going to ask everybody what they're looking forward to the most about the next game. Because I don't want to go into detail about the next game. I don't want to take it off Bez. But what are you looking forward to most about returning on Friday? I'll start with Tom.
What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to winning. That's what I'm looking forward to, because we are going to win. And I'm not going to give a score prediction because we'll save that for Thursday Millers with Bez. But I'm looking forward to winning. I'm looking forward to a bit of passion. I'm looking forward to the fans getting behind the manager. I'm looking forward to the fans getting behind the team. But most importantly, as I've just stated, I'm looking forward to winning. There's a famous quote in a film called Apollo 13. Failure is not an option. And that's what I'll be saying. Failure is not an option. go out there, let's win.
Fair enough. Bez?
A little bit similar to Tom, but I'm actually looking forward to the fact that we've got a chance of winning. You know, I've been going to games for the last, 2 months thinking, well, we're not going to win this, we're going to lose. And, you know, I'm kind of looking forward to the fact that, do you know what? We've actually got a chance of winning this game because this new manager can turn this around or that around or change tactics or whatever. So that's what I'm looking forward to most. I'm also looking forward to just seeing what affect the managers and the players. Like, is he going to rally them and get them motivated that much that they're throwing the bodies on the line, they're working really hard. So that's what I'm looking forward to most.
Yeah. And for me, I'm just looking forward to, hopefully, seeing Biancheri start again because we need goals. He scored for the under-21s for Wales the other night as well, which was a good finish. A very Adam Fonda-like goal. Really took it well. I'm hoping that he does start. I hope he starts with Biancheri. I hope he's given a chance. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, he scored for Wales midweek. Why is he not being playing?
He deserves a chance, definitely. James had the choice of playing Gray or Biancheri. I'd probably pick Gray. Obviously, you'd like to see both on the pitch at the same time. He does deserve a chance. He's not really been given much of a chance. He's had half an hour here, half an hour there. When it was, I'm sure it was like 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there. So he does deserve a chance. But we'll go into more detail on who we think is going to play on Thursday. But I wouldn't be surprised if Biancheri was on the bench again, to be honest with you.
Fair enough. How has Tom no hate? He calls everywhere awful.
Can I just add? Stevenage is a bloody awful place. So keep it going, shall we?
Alan Bates says there's more chance of platting Fog than winning 8 games. We are down. Yeah, I'm not saying we're going to win 8 games. I'm just saying it is a possibility you can go on a winning run. I mean, talking of winning runs, what's people's thoughts on the form of Bristol Rovers under Steve Evans, the manager that was finished, the manager that was not good enough? So we're looking at 2 managers that are really, really performing. And at this stage, you'd take both of them back. Liam Richardson at Reading.
Yeah.
And Steve Evans at Bristol Rovers are kind of showing the club up for it's not the manager. No. It's what's going on behind the scenes at the football club that is costing us on the pitch. That's my view. And I think it's being brought to fruition. When I remember fans saying Steve Evans' tactics, they're too old school now. He's finished. Bearing in mind, he'd left Stevenage, nearly got them promoted with the smallest budget in the league. Who did they beat in the cup? Was it West Ham or somebody like that as well on the way?
Aston Villa. Aston Villa, yeah.
He then left Stevenage. Their fans were gutted that he left us to come to us. And then he had half a bad season and they sacked him. After a full rebuild, you were sold your best. You got to sell your best goalkeeper, your best midfielder, and replace them with free transfers. And because we didn't get in the playoffs, the fans turned on him. Crazy when you look back at it, really. I know that the game were bad, but when you look at it, I don't think under Steve Evans would we have ever got relegated.
No chance.
Absolutely no chance. So you look back at that decision as a bad decision. And I also think if they'd have kept Liam, so they sacked Richardson in the Championship, but he was also always geared up. He's won promotions from League One before, so he was going to be the perfect manager in League One. And we sacked him, and he's doing a great job at Reading. He'll probably get them in the playoffs.
It was short-sighted. It was first season ticket sales, wasn't it? That's why they did it. So, yeah. But like I said to you, Lee, we'll come to that at the end of the season, mate. We'll speak about them at the top at the end of the season.
End of the day, this is Big Dog. End of the day, League One or League Two, good, a fresh start. Evans is a good manager. How big of a mistake did he make? for all these players out of contract? Rotherham, Kelly, Raggett, Dawson, McWilliams, Hugel. He didn't sign Hugel, did he?
No,
he didn't.
He didn't sign Hugo. He didn't offer him a new contract. No.
No. So Hugel, for one, wasn't his signing. McWilliams, Dawson, Raggett, and Kelly were free transfers. They're the risks you take when you sign players on a free transfer.
To be fair with Kelly actually not looked too bad these last couple of games. You know, when he's been given a chance to play they play through Kelly, that's when he looks good. So actually, Kelly's not been too bad really since Amshaw's gone.
Tom Swift says new manager, new ideas, and era not setting up like we're a championship when we should be pasting some teams in this league. Yeah, totally agree. Positive setup, and now I think that's for some reason Matt Amshaw had in his head that he thought he was manager of Rotherham United in the championship and we're playing championship teams. So he needed to tell him at some stage we're in League One and most of the teams are utter shite. So maybe they'll attack them. Do you know what I mean?
In awful places.
Yeah, you should be looking forward to football under a proper manager, not the Paul Warren wannabe. Yeah. I think we're up. Big Dog, don't people on to discuss the point.
It makes no sense there. I don't know.
It's saying get people on to discuss the points. That's what he's trying to say. Yeah, I think.
I think we need one of Lee's AI videos of Adam and Hamshaw. I think we do actually. I think Adam needs to get his Hamshaw. Yeah. So Adam, if you want to come on, you'll be able to come on the live after match reaction
On Friday.
the Stevenage game on Friday. So if you want to come on, fans can come on to that one. There's no problem there. You're more than welcome to come on. Obviously, tonight's and Thursday's show are not call-in shows where fans can just come on. Call-in ones are the aftermatch, and Phil and my man's show on a Sunday is a call-in show where anybody can do that.
I'll tell you what, it was a cracking show last night. Some good points made.
Adam's having a strop because he's not on the show. Yeah, there we go. But thank you for everybody tuning in. There's not as big as numbers tonight as that we've had recently. Obviously, there hasn't been any sort of major games to really discuss. So we've actually done well to go over an hour and 9 minutes to talk about not really much. We still have had a lot of people in the live stream and in the chat, so appreciate that. Keep doing that, and we'll be back on Thursday for the full preview of the Stevenage game. I think Bez might try and get a Stevenage fan on as well if he can in the week to join us and discuss a bit about sort of Stevenage. I mean, don't let people on to discuss their points. Okay.
I don't know, Lee, what he's saying.
We're not NYT. We're not NYT, Adam. You know that.
So,
I think he's trying to have a go at us by saying that we don't let people on to discuss their points. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, we let everybody discuss that, but I think we're the biggest free speech platform. I don't know anybody that puts a link in the chat and letting random fans come and join us where we don't know what they're going to say or what they're going to do. Sam says, are we doing the England games again? Yes, we will be. That is Tom's baby.
I'll do one tomorrow after the game. I'll do an England Japan post match tomorrow.
And through the World Cup as well, so people, we will be doing live watch-alongs to the England games, and we'll be doing after-match reactions also to the England games, and that will be over on We Love Football channel as well. So if you don't know about We Love Football, that channel is also, that's where we'll be doing it on there as well. So it'll be streaming across both platforms, and during the World Cup, we'll have lots of World Cup content coming for you. So Sam's give you a thumbs up, so that's good. I think Adam's had a few beverages like normal, possibly. So thank you for tuning in, guys. Also, we have got merchandise now. If you go onto the main YouTube channel, click onto shop, you can find Make Rotherham Great caps again. We've got mugs and everything like that. I believe my dad's has been dispatched, so I'll let you know on what they look like. Yeah.
I'm getting some gear myself. So, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you again on tomorrow with Tom.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Bye.
Come in.